I need you to I'm gonna zoom in on this candle.
So what's that, your camera now?
Okay, can you film me, please?
Huh?
Can you film me, please? Just all you gotta do is look.
Hey, what you want me to say?
All you gotta do is when you see me in there, that's what you gotta do.
Okay, oh yeah, Darlene Lewis. In other words,
hi, I'm here at 5 and 9.
okay.
This is part 2 of the book signing. As you can see, I'm promoting Don't Be Stupid by Darlene Lewis. And I'm here enjoying myself, as you can see. All blinged out. This is hip-hop after the bling.
Okay, so no. Okay.
Make sure you get my books. Hip-hop before the bling. Don't Be Stupid. And A Kiss Is Not a Contract. And I just want you to know that we try to support all of the local businesses that are here in the city. And come out sometime to 5 and Dime, which is on 112 and 8th Avenue. And as you can see, it's a diverse crowd. It's not as busy as it should be, but the food is fantastic. And the evening is just filled with maturity. They're playing Alicia Keys in the background. Pretty soon we're going to have a live band. And we're going to promote my book, my TV show, and of course my radio. Check out the Literary Ladies Tour, because we're coming to a town. We're coming to a town near you. Make sure you support independent writers. Remember, don't be stupid.
So what is this, your third book?
Actually, I have 8 books out that I've done, but 3 of the books are being promoted now. Are Hip Hop Before the Bling and Don't Be Stupid. And A Kiss Is Not a Contract. Now, Don't Be Stupid is an advice manual for young folks and a few old fools, because no matter how old you are, you should always seek knowledge. Hip Hop Before the Bling takes you back to my earlier teens and my involvement with the music industry. And it also talks about how I became the first female producer of any hip-hop music video talk show on Paragon Cable.
Right.
Most of the people that I have interviewed have become multimillionaires. And a lot of them are my friends. Some of them we still talk. And we are all amazed at how far hip-hop has come. And we hope that the present artists appreciate the legends and pioneers of hip-hop and R&B. Kiss Is Not a Contract are a bunch of short stories combined in one. I've changed the names to protect the innocent, because a lot of these people have open cases. Okay. I really don't want to get beat up. A lot of them have done federal crimes and
Federal time. Okay. So in other words, boom.
That's basically it.
Yeah, because I was admiring your book and just skimming through some of the pages and whatnot. I've seen a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah, man.
Lots of familiar faces.
Well, so you know, people like Puffy and Russell Simmons and Africa Bambaataa, Curtis Blow, Beverly Poole. I talk about, you know, all of the legends and pioneers, as well as some of the new jacks that are around that got their start from the legends. So, you know, hip hop has come a long way.
So, in other words, which way do you think hip hop is going now? Because in other words, you got a lot of,
unfortunately, it has become very commercialized.
Right.
And with the onset of expanding to European markets, and different people interpreting what they consider hip hop, it is not the same. Unfortunately, it has gone through changes, as all forms of media and music does. it started from the streets, and it was more of a struggle. Then it became very commercialized.
Right.
Then it became an element that street gangsters got involved in.
Yeah.
And then they brought a criminal element to it. Then you have some people promoting a musical element where they mix a lot of the R&B and the pop music with it. And I see that as it being the trail that it's going in. I'm noticing a lot of Southern rappers have taken the hip-hop genre and taking it to a whole nother level as far as melodic rhythms, syncopations and rhythms, and which has helped in a way. But then again, the messages have been so subliminal and so seductive and misleading. There's a lot of misogyny, a lot of degrading women, destruction of human life, alcohol usage, and overcapacitated drug use. That is not hip-hop. That is madness in the form of music. So, you know, it's going to take a whole new genre. I'm liking the way the message rappers were doing it, like Lauryn Hill, Guru, Common, Talib Kweli. You know, I like the flow they were giving it, and hopefully radio will pick up on that, and the music industry and the corporate America will pick up on that, and realize that there's no monolithic means of music, and that all genres will be able to reflect what is there, because right now the masses are perpetuated on a criminal element or a commercial element, which is not really safe, it is not productive, it's counterproductive, and it's kind of negative. So it's going to just take a whole new mindset for it to change, but I do see it being around for another 35, 40 years. I don't see it leaving anytime soon, unless they're going to be something very drastic that's going to come and replace it, and I don't see anybody being that creative. So I don't believe that it will die, but I don't think it's going to stay the same.
Right. It's slowly changing.
Yes, it's changing, some for the better, some for the worse. Some of it is a replication of something that was there before, but with a new mix. Like, we have a lot of new artists that's mimicking a lot of older artists, but they're bringing their own little flavor. And because people are not that intelligent when it comes to creativity, they tend to accept whatever is constantly bombarded and coming across it. If you hear one record 50 times on the radio, psychologically you're going to be subliminally seduced into believing that that's a hot record, and that's only because it's being played 40, 50 times. And there's something about the brain that when it has something that is relative, that duplicates and reflects on and on, it tends to accept it and become comfortable with it without really investigating the reality of the actual product. The product itself is normally mixed in with a live hot beat. When the lyrics, you don't even listen a lot of times to the lyrics because you're moved by your emotions and the adrenaline that you're feeling. You know, music is basically a science because it knows how to deal with through a physiological level, and it deals with people's nerve endings. So a lot of times people think of music as a hot beat. That's only because it's been pushed on them 40, 50 times a day. You know what I mean? But a real musician know real good music, you know. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but then there's a lot of trash. A lot of trash. And that goes with anything. Music, media, film, books.
So what do you feel about, you know, what do you feel about, in other words, not even having to really be talented as far as music is concerned? What do you feel about as far as it being machine music? way it was once upon a time where, you know, where the bands, where you had to play in a band and you had to play instruments in a band. Do you feel that it's coming to its peak now?
I just believe that that's just temporary satisfaction to fulfill. Basically, that's a business move that a lot of non-talented individuals that work in the music industry decided that they want to get a piece of the product. But that too will pass, because true musicianship always rises to the top. You know, you have a few artists out there that are getting over, but they're not going to last forever. They're one-hit wonders. They may be around for like a year or two, and then you won't hear about them anymore. They're gimmicks.
What do you feel because of this originality of it? Because of not being as original and its lasting power not being.
Well, it's funny that you brought that up, because we were just talking about a rap artist by the name of Nicki Minaj in comparison to Lil' Kim. And if you put all of their albums and their promotional materials together, you will see that Nicki Minaj is a replica of something that already worked. And the music industry has lost a lot of money. First of all, you gotta understand this is a business. And the business is about making money, unfortunately. So you don't have to be talented, because all you have to do is have a certain image that's appealing to the psychic, to the senses, to the visual senses, and it's visual and auditory. And the media, which is basically owned by the same individuals that own the alcohol, Seagrams and Vivendi, they also own parts of the music industry. They also own radio stations. So basically, if you have this machine that owns the alcohol that's being promoted in the video, they're going to make money for themselves. It's all about money. I mean, nothing else. I mean, it has nothing to do with talented. I know a girl by the name of Melissa Thomas.
It should have something to do with talent.
But it doesn't. People,
but it's nothing to do with talent.
Are so dumbed down.
Maybe that's why it's kind of
now and then you'll get a sprinkle of good talented people.
Fade out, but which way is it going from here?
Which way is it going? It's going the way it's going.
In? What hand is it going in?
To be honest, the music industry is reflecting what's going on in the world.
Do you feel like a lot of the music that's being played, 20, 30 years from now, you think the next generation will be able to, you think the next generation, 20, 30 years from now, will be able to use snippets and bits and pieces of it to make
I don't see
the music of that particular time?
I don't see people lasting long. I see people that are creative and unique that will be around. But unless you stand out, you're not going to be around. And that's just how it goes. You're not going to be around. Like you'll have I'm almost shocked to see how far some of these recording artists have gotten. But a lot of times the record companies are paying to play. You know, paying the DJs to play their stuff, paying the media outlets to play the videos. So you may think that person is really selling, but unless that person is selling out stadiums and doing tours, they're not really making no money. I don't see it happening. I don't see a person like Drake being around for 15, 20 years. I don't see anything original.
His music being played for 50, 30 years, and as far as back as even Brooke Benton,
I'm sorry?
Or even far as back as Brooke Benton, or far as back as James Brown, 40 years ago. It's still being played.
The only person that I can say that's a recorded artist that I feel that will be around a long time, as far as a male is concerned,
would be who?
I see somebody like Sean Puffy Combs, who has reinvented himself. I see somebody like Kanye West. Yeah, I see people like that, you know.
That's original.
That's original. They're musicians. They play instruments. You know, they produce other artists. They have their own style. They have their own unique voice. They don't sound like anybody out. And those are the people that are going to make it. People that don't sound like anyone else.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, you know, we're being pushed, you know, we're under the impression that tits and ass is what sells. So a lot of artists have really flunked as far as being creative because they're going on gimmicks and images, but that's not what sells. That's not real music. Because then you underestimate the public, and the public really wants real music. You know, at the end of the day, you want something that's going to listen. Personally, I kick it back, listen to Prince. You know, I'm a Prince fan. I was always a Prince fan. I've been listening to Prince when nobody was even fucking with Prince. You know, then I started digging him even more when Dougie Fresh was about to go on tour with him. And he let Larry Graham and Chaka Khan open up for him with Mavis Staples. That's when I had more respect for him, because I realized that he was an R&B. He was R&B to the soul. He's a rock and roll artist, but he's got R&B roots. That's incredible, and his riffs are crazy, and I love Prince. And because Prince plays like 9 instruments, I'm digging dude, and I've been digging dude for a long time. But like I said, you have to be original. You have to know music. You know, you can't be a studio musician and say you're a musician and you pressing buttons, but then you playing synthetic music. If you can't sit there and read notes, if you can't read, you know, real music, you don't know, if you don't know how to write music notes, you're not a really musician. You're just somebody perpetrating a fraud, just pressing buttons saying you producer. You really reproducing because you sampling stuff that already was done.
Machine music.
Machine music, you know what I mean? It's synthetic. It's not real. And at the end of the day, that's what's gonna last.
That's what's gonna last.
You know? But the public is not that intelligent. They don't know. The public is not that intelligent.
Different generations. See, that's the advantage of where Puffy had an advantage because he came from necessarily maybe an era where he listened to his moms and dad's old 45 and music.
Just say, are you recording?
I'm recording.
I don't see them. Okay.
Yeah. In other words, the advantage was the times when you sit around and listen to your mom's playing 45s and 33s and stuff like that. So where he was able to identify with a lot of music that other people didn't hear, that was the advantage because the next generation never heard it. So when they did play that type of music, you understand what I'm saying? It seemed original where really it wasn't, because it's been played for the last 20 years, 30 years anyway.
Well, personally, I don't really listen to new music. And it's good because it materialized. Oh, I'm taking Eric Benet.
It did benefit him.
I'm taking Eric Benet. I'm feeling Eric Benet right now. I'm digging a Lil Neo, even though I don't like him personally. Something about him annoys me, but I just like his music. I like his production. He reminds me of Michael Jackson, though, and Ben Vereen combined, and I'm not really digging that. Like, I like original music. I like to listen to music where I can say, oh, that's blah, blah, blah. He sounds like himself. I don't want to listen to somebody that sounds like someone. Like, I like R. Kelly, even though he has like a real dingy background, but I'm digging his music. I like John Legend because he's different.
It's not really the music. It's not really the lyric. It's basically the music.
Well, first of all, with me being a writer, I have to listen to the lyrics.
The lyrics
are very important to me, but the public is not that intelligent. They're not listening to the lyrics unless it's like a repetitive hook.
It's the music. Okay, for example, Doodle Brown.
Disgusting. Dude, but he made millions
and millions of dollars. Now, what's so particular about the lyric?
Well, he was dealing to a common street element. And that's what he was going for. You know, if you
and at the particular time.
That's what his market was. First of all, he's slime. He made his money off of exploiting women. You know, and I can't knock him because the women weren't forced to do what they were doing. But he was a pimp. He had a pimp mentality. You got a lot of pimps in the music industry.
You can't necessarily
No, seriously, you have a lot of pimps in the music industry. Let's keep it real. You got a lot of pimps in the music industry. Let's keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you what's really going on. You got a lot of women that have prostitute mentality. A lot of them don't have self-esteem. They don't have men in their lives telling them they're queens. So they are using their bodies as a way to get over because they don't have no other alternative. And then you have these guys who, you know, are living this fantasy world of being like this pimp. You got people like Snoop Dogg, still in the music industry, still reinventing himself, but technically he's exploiting women. Let's keep it real. What does he talk about? Smoking weed, screwing women. And this is a man with a wife and children. You understand what I'm saying?
But
let's keep it real.
You still have a clientele of people that like to hear stuff like that.
Like I said, the public is not that intelligent, so they get what you get.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
You're dealing with people that's all they know. You don't have people that know the history of music. These are people that don't know. They don't know the history of what this is. They just looking for feel-good music. You know, but in my reality, you need to turn off Channel 0 and get with a real hero. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's entertainment. You know, whatever entertains your intellect.
That's being entertained. Not everybody is turned on by the stuff that's being played. I know people right now that will never listen to hip-hop music. I ride with people every day in the field, every day. They can't stand hip-hop. They only want to listen to Hot 97. They only want to listen to 98.7 kids who don't even play hip-hop. They play R&B. They don't want to hear nothing that remotely sounds like modern music. But they'll listen to Z100. Why? Because it's lighter, it's less threatening.
Let the music play, right? Let the music play. I agree.
I don't know. What do you think the music is going?
I don't know. Well, I came from an era where, you know, I played bass guitar. My cousin, he played lead guitar. Another cousin played drums. So I came from an instrument era. So you know, I really can't relate to a lot of the music, or stealing somebody else's music and thinking that it's hot or it's a hit. It's never made any sense to me. But whatever would work would work. If it worked for you, then you know what I mean. Who am I to say? But time tells, and it's going to tell. It's starting to tell right now, as you can see. Because in other words, they come and they go. They come and they go. And
the only thing I can say
you can ask is which way is it going to go from here?
The only thing that I can say is that the public is not that intelligent when it comes to music.
Well, see, that's the benefit.
And because of that, the public is not fighting with the FCC saying, take that off the radio, turn off Channel 0. The public is not saying, I don't want to hear that because it's exploiting my daughter, my son. The public is being submissive. It's all about the dollar. The public is appealing.
Your children at home, then you know what I mean.
And the people that want to hear that stuff are spending money, and they're not poor kids. They're young white boys that are spending the money on the music nowadays, and that is what the government is allowing the FCC to regulate. If blacks and Hispanics were the ones spending money, you wouldn't even hear that type of music. Trust me. But because white people are buying that music, and the ticket sales will tell you where the money is coming from. This is what they want to hear, because they're living out a fantasy of what black life is like, and it's not really like that. It's a fantasy. Unfortunately, people want to believe that your life is fucked up and that you are living like that, because in their mind, they're living out a fantasy, but it's not real. Music is not real. If it ain't real, it's not right.
Well, it's too late for that now.
It's never too late.
It's too late for that now.
Listen, there's people like Jill Scott who's doing wonderful. You have some really good artists out there. Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Chrisette Michele, Melanie Fiona, Fantasia, Beyonce, Mary J. Blige is finally coming into herself. Jennifer Hudson. You know, Keisha Coles is even coming into herself and finding her voice. And I'm thinking positive about these young ladies. I'm really looking forward to seeing them, you know, take us to another level. And I'm hoping that they do well. People like Melissa Thomas, Mel Sultry, Let Us See. You know, they're trying their best to do what it takes to be as authentic and original as possible. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. The men got it locked down, but I don't think it's gonna last. Not by a long shot. I'm looking forward to it. I may come out. I may have to come back out. I may have to come back out there and make some real.
What does it seem like? Time is repeating itself, because all of it, time is have a tendency of repeating itself, because. You know, a lot of the artists is doing a lot of old records that were out a long time ago, and they're doing them over again, which is nothing wrong with that. And you know, it's just this particular time of the game here. You know, it's just, you know, we just got to see which way it go from here. What, you know, a new face, you know. See what tomorrow's gonna bring.
Time will tell. Well, I want to thank you for interviewing me and, you know, letting me get my 2 cents out there. And I really hope that people listen to what we're saying and try to be a little bit more original with their music and support independent recording artists that are making a difference, that have a voice and that are unique, that are not the same.
Absolutely.
You know, and I want to thank you, Ray Quarles, for interviewing me.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
And that's all we have now here in Celebrity Showcase. Tune in every week, and I'll talk to you later.